Immigration Project by James Rinn, Peter Salib, Tyler Considine, and Jameson Welch. We have been studying the push factors, pull factors, obstacles the Irish faced, and the contributions to the USA. We will start with the push factors, then the pull, to the obstacles, and close with the contributions.
The Irish potato famine was the worst famine in European history. The late blight was a disease that kills the leaves and the tubers of the potato. Pythora infestans was the water mold that was the late blight. The Irish famine was the worst famine that happened during the 1800s in Europe. By 1840, half of Ireland depended on potatoes for their food. Due to the moist weather of that year, the late blight thrived. 1 million people died from not eating and starving or malnutritional sparked diseases. Another reason for immigration was the anti-Catholic penal laws that were created by the leadership of Oliver Cromwell in 1695. Catholics couldn't hold position in public office or vote in terms of political restrictions. They couldn't own land or lease it for more than 31 years, and rent was 2/3 of their yearly land value. Catholics could not own arms or be in the army. They couldn't own a horse more than 5 pounds in currency. They couldn't inherit land or be a guardian to an orphan or get married to a Protestant. Catholics can't live in provincial towns. Their clerics were to be registers and couldn't wear distinguishing clothes. The monks, friars, Jesuits, and hierarchy were to be exiled. Their churches could not have a steeple or cross in addition to paying tithes to the Evangelical Church. There were to be no established Catholic schools, and children could not go abroad for education.
Irish immigrants didn't only come from Ireland because of the potato famine and the anti-Catholic penal laws, but also because of other reasons. Some of those reasons are that Irish people signed contracts to travel to America as indentured servants and to escape the famine of Ireland for a safer new life. They also migrated to America where they were seeking religious freedoms, and they escaped natural disasters, death, and poverty that they were living in. They were also seeking employment, increase of wealth, and a better living environment. Some of these jobs included working in railroads, large construction projects, and working in fields of coal mining. And the term they used to get from Ireland to America was the coffin ships, which referred to ships that transferred Irish immigrants hoping to escape the famine. And lastly, they were trying to gain new lifestyle with new jobs with a better and safer environment in America.
Irish immigrants faced many hard obstacles when immigrating and when settling in America. While on ships, people starved and there was a shortage of water and sanitary facilities. Many died on the ships due to diseases. The ships were also crammed because of all the Irish wanting to get to America. After landing and getting off Ellis Island, they settled into their new tenements. The tenements were considered filthy because of all the poor Irish and how each tenement crammed 10 or more people in it. Most of the times, the families would not even know the other families that they were sharing a tenement with. In the tenements, there was no running water, and to make it worse, the bathrooms were outhouses. At times, there was no fresh air. These areas were considered the worst slums in America. In the outside world, the Irish were discriminated against heavily. The Boston people would laugh at the Irish for wearing clothes that were 20 years out of fashion. Some examples of the discrimination would be not letting the Irish vote, treating them as a scum of society, and many groups like the KKK would harass the Irish. When it came to finding jobs, the Irish would receive the most high-risk, hard, dangerous, ill-paid, unskilled, manual labor-type jobs, such as docking or working in dangerous factories. However, after all discrimination and hard times, the Irish communities grouped together, which made the Irish community stronger. Also, as more and more immigrants came from other countries, they were considered the scum of society, and the Irish started to move up on the society chain. All these Irish immigrants greatly impacted America, and they also contributed well to the growth of America.
The Irish immigrants were not the most respected people in the 1800s and 1900s. When they first arrived, most were homeless and unemployed. Many Americans didn't want them working in the U.S. because they believed it would take away from their jobs. The first sign of working that the Irish immigrants saw was working on railroads and in factories. They made homes everywhere they could and took any job opportunities they could. They were extremely hard workers with a dream of getting rich. However, their dream was very hard to accomplish. Many buildings had a sign that read, "No Irish need apply," in big, bold letters. In the long term, however, many important figures came out. From great inventors like Henry Ford and the production line to one of the greatest presidents, JFK.